If you do not have 15,000 US dollars in your bank account in order to get an approved DTV, Destination Thailand visa, and you're trying to move to Thailand, here is what I think you're going to have to do next year. If you don't know, and I'll link to it at the end, there was a lot of updates, and I wouldn't even call them updates. They're rather just enforcements, things that were already kind of not okay to do. Now the law, it's just now being enforced in a way that it, I guess, should have been in the beginning. And if you are still having Thailand on your radar and you absolutely want to give it a shot, I always encourage an immersion trip first. So if you have not taken a 1 to 3 month trip to Thailand, like I would do that first. And I know you might want to be like, I'm all in, bro. I don't want to just kind of dip my toe in. I just want to give it a year and see. And I actually admire that. I respect that. But with the new rules and you not getting a DTV visa, if this falls into your situation, then you're going to have to be a little bit more creative with how you maximize the two visa run per visit, two visa runs per year scheme. um, Many people have started to set up shop in Vietnam. You'll actually hear that there are a handful of people, more than a handful, leaving Thailand and trying out Da Nang, Vietnam, Hoi An, Vietnam. Um, yeah, Vietnam is beautiful. And if you're looking for even more affordability, Vietnam can also give you that. The reason Thailand wins over Vietnam, for me personally, is just the history I have here. It was my first Asian country 10 years ago. I have built a relationship with this city and this country that I haven't quite been able to develop with Vietnam. And just having already studied Thai language for 5, 6 months now, and Vietnamese for me is much harder than Thai, even though Thai is very hard. I find Vietnamese to be even harder. And yeah, I feel like the energetic time and monetary investment that I have here just already puts it at, a clear winner. That said, I'm very open in the next 5 to 10 years. I don't know. I try not to plan out too much of my future because I feel like it leaves room for adventure and surprises. And in the end, we only control so much. We try to like dictate every aspect of our future, but life doesn't always work like that. And you never know what changes are going to happen in the world with politics, with just anything. Okay. So with Thailand, if you are able to, let's say, for example, you are on a visa exemption visit, basically the US, it's not a visa on arrival, it's just your visa exempt. So they come, they stamp you come, they stamp your passport, you get 60 days. And if you want to stay another 30 days, you can get an extension done by any agency or the actual Thai government website where you fill in your digital arrival card. I'll link to that in the video description. But yeah, you can do that very easily. And so that gives you 90 days. And let's say you leave, they are now saying 2 to 3 days, which used to be okay. Definitely same day visits were always like dodgy. If you like leave in the morning to Singapore and come back in the evening to reset your 60 days, that's that was already sketch. But it used to be okay for people to leave on a Friday, come back on a Monday, 60 days gets reset. I actually think now they're looking for you to be gone for at least a month. This is not said, it's just implied. 30 days feels a little safer than 3 or 7. So you have to now decide, where can I go for 30 days every 60 to 90 days? And that will only work for like twice a year because the second time you come to Thailand, they stamp you, you get 60 days. And if you try to extend, you now are only given 7 days versus 30. So you're not able to extend to the full 90 anymore. And then for the entire year, that's all you have. If you are trying to stay in Thailand, if you only have those remaining 7 days on your second visit. This is only if you are doing the visa exempt route. This is you not applying for any paperwork, you not submitting anything, bank documents, and, a big reason why people do this route to be able to live in Thailand is because the DTV visa, which is ultimately for people who are digital nomads and creatives and entrepreneurs, it does require you to show that you have 15,000 US dollars in your bank account. And for people that are building or in transition seasons, they just aren't able to provide that. So it gets a little bit tricky. This is where the education visa comes in. If you enroll in a school like Duke Language School. It's Duke, basically. There's a Duke school here. It's the top language school that you can enroll in, at least in Bangkok. And if you enroll there, I believe you have to take 4 hours a week of classes. And in the past, maybe the classes were done online. And so you can take the classes online and everything is, it counts. Now they're saying immigration is now checking with the school to make sure that you've actually been attending in person. So you want to make sure that it's not just 4 hours virtual, but it's, you know, at least 3 of those hours you're actually attending in person. So that, again, I mentioned in the last video, if you are not someone that wants that type of structure, you don't want to have to clock in for certain hours because it can feel a little bit like a job, then the education visa might not be for you. And when you even look at the steps that it takes for the education visa to be for you to get it, it also feels a little bit complicated. And that is one thing about Thailand. You'll recognize that there's like bureaucracy at every turn, lots of like multi-step protocols for things. And I think it's their way. I mean, when you a country like Thailand, they know that they're just elite. They are so much better at almost everything than America and then probably other places that people immigrate from. So when you have the upper hand and you know that your country offers something that is just not only intangible, but it's just better than what people are used to in their home countries, you can be a little picky. You can be a little strict. So that said, I think the education visa, and I'll drop the link for you to, do your own research and get more resources, but it's a little more affordable. You're looking at a little over $300 for the initial paperwork. And the education visa, you would also have to apply before you arrive here. They recommend in your home country. So some of these limitations are why it can be a little bit trickier. And there's a Thai embassy in, of course, many countries. And so you can kind of get all of that done before you actually arrive here. And yeah, ultimately, if you are someone in 2026, you are just wanting to try out Thailand, wanting to try out Vietnam, wanting to try out Malaysia, I think that's your best bet. If you are wanting to move to Southeast Asia, but you don't know where yet, maybe Thailand is a top contender. I would now shift your plan to accommodate other countries so that you're actually getting probably better and more thorough research than other people that just moved to Thailand on their first visit. So I would just say keep an open mind. The Philippines is also, it's like now competing with some of the top places to move. If you have a little bit more disposable income, South Korea and Japan are also great options. And every country essentially has something different to offer. So you have to experience it yourself and figure out, what am I looking for in this next season and chapter of my life? What makes the most sense for my budget? And yeah, ultimately, you can only make that decision, but try not to look at it as like life or death, because ultimately you are in control and you have already won. The fact that you are leaving the US, I mean, you've won. Because I can't even believe some of what makes headlines these days in the US, and the fact that that is, I, I don't even, it's been a year, not even a full year, and the chaos that has led that country. It's just so sad, disheartening, exhausting, and annoying. And just to be away from that, it's just such a breath of fresh air. Like let a corrupt government do what it's going to do, and then just, I don't know. At some point, the Trump administration is going to self implode. Like there's just too much backstabbing, too much betrayal, too many pedophiles, too many child molesters. You can't get away with that much evil and cruel and crime for too long. So I'm excited for the day that it's just all going to collapse so that America can get a fresh start. And yeah, who knows? So that is that's that. I hope that gives you a little bit more, I don't know, optionality in terms of what you should do in 2026. And last thing I'll say is that yes, some of this might feel annoying, like, oh my gosh, like how often are they going to change things? And is it going to mess up my life? And I can't take too much change because I already feel really stressed. And you have to understand that part of being an immigrant, an expat, is having a little bit of your, I don't even know what to call it, your day to day be kind of, you just never know. And it doesn't mean that it has to rule your life and cause you to have perpetual anxiety. It's just a part of what comes. It's like the price you pay to live in such a peaceful, calm, and igniting and magnetic place. And I will take it any day over what the US afforded me. I was constantly in survival mode. My body was constantly in pain. The food is silently killing us. Like, I don't want to live in a country like that. So if this is the price that I have to pay, keeping up with new laws and changes for immigrants and expats, and I'll take it. And it actually keeps me kind of on my toes. It keeps me humble. It makes me more aware. I feel more educated because I'm actually involved in, like, yeah, so some of, I don't know, I just I don't think I was this in tune with certain things in the US. And here it's like I'm like excited to learn like things. It's just fascinating. But again, it could just be me. Okay. Welcome, y'all. Welcome. Even what I mean is if you're new, please like and subscribe. If you don't know, my name is Glow and I make videos every single day. It's a pleasure and honor to have you here. And like I mentioned, here is the other video where I talk about the visa explanation as simply as possible. And here are other ways to work with me. I'll be opening up one-on-ones in a bit for those that want, yeah, just customized plans for leaving the US. All right, I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.